There we are. Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Hazel. Happy Friday. How are you guys doing today? I have chosen the living room aquarium for our pet cam today. I briefly considered the dog cam, but he has been sneaking onto the couch continually all day long, so I figured that would be just an exercise in Hazel, your dog got up. So I figure, you know, the nice thing about fish, I was gonna say the nice thing about fish is that they don't move, but you can't really see any of them right now. There's a Cory in the bottom left, and they'll come back around. You're looking at a very small subsection of the tank, so we'll see some fish. Joseph, Pink Panda, Jill. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Hazel Sepalips. How have you been doing? Hazel, my first live stream with you. I'm so happy. Welcome, Mizu. Just finished the vlog. Hey, how you doing today? I'm pretty good. I am in one of those moods, and maybe it's just because it's like winter and cold, and it looks cold. Like, it's been cold for a while, and it occurred to me that it feels a lot colder inside when it's winter, even when it's not any colder. Like, I have a couple of thermometers around so I can keep an eye on what the indoor temperature is, and you know, between the heating in the winter and the AC in the summer, there's like a 4-degree difference, really. It's barely anything, but it's cold, right? So I don't know if that's what it is, but I feel like I kind of want to be a tiny ball with like warm, fluffy animals and hot chocolate. And I don't have hot chocolate, or at least not hot chocolate that I like. We have like the Starbucks powdered stuff that we got from Costco like 4 years ago, and I don't like it. It's not good. Every time I decide to try a Starbucks hot chocolate, and you'd think I would have learned by now. Every time I try it, I never like it. It's just different, and I'm sure some people like them more, but it's not for me. Oh my. Hello Hazel, it's been so long since I've been able to catch a stream. Welcome, Casey. Good evening from the snowy East Coast. Sup, Test Rat? We are anticipated to be getting quite a bit of snow over the weekend, to the point that some of our appointments next week may be in danger. We may need to reschedule some stuff that we have to go out and do, so I am preparing to, well, I'd say cozy up and stay at home, but that's my whole life anyways. I don't have a hot chocolate, but I do have Earl Grey tea. So happy to see you. Hazel, I made it to another live stream this week. Yay me. Welcome, Kim. My dog is messing with my iPad and liked the stream for me. Well, thank you to your dog for the stream like. Shout out to Name is Pickles' dog. Thanks for the secret Vol'dun pet video. I hope that helped at least like 2 or 3 people figure out what was going on there and get the pet, because obviously it was way too late. Like that info was out ages ago. I just caught onto it late, and then I made a video because I felt like it. But I hope that it helped somebody. How are you and Fleta doing? I'm doing all right. I'm worried about Fleta. He's still, you know, flooding as hard as ever. He's acting just fine, but his lump is quite large and not getting smaller and not responding to any treatment I've tried yet. I have some medicine arriving today that I'm going to try him on. I'm going to put him through a round of deworming to see if it's an internal parasite, because it's not constipation or typical bloat, and if it's a parasite I can treat that. If he's having an organ failure and it's like a fluid thing, I can't treat that, and if he has a tumor I can't treat that. So we're just kind of doing our best. But I've been hanging out with him a lot. Honestly, I'm really bummed. I've been real sad about it. I know fish come and they go, and we've done our best for him, but it's too soon. I haven't even had him a year yet. His birthday, his adoptiversary was going to be in March, in like 3 more weeks. Hello, Hazel. Casey says, hi, sup, Kristen? I didn't know about the pet either. Thanks for the video. Thank you. You should try Mexican hot chocolate. Isn't that where it has like chili pepper in it? I've had something similar. You know what I miss the, oh, Katie, you coming up here? The stuff, like the cheap stuff that we used to get in Canada, the Nestle Carnation stuff. And I don't really, I tried to find it, and it's like import stores only. And then I don't really want to go out of my way to find it, because Nestle is not a company that I'm excited about supporting. But I don't know. I just need to try something else. Thank you for the service medals. I wouldn't have known about them if it weren't for you. There's some real cool stuff in that vendor. I've been going pretty hard on that. So for today's stream, flipping over to stream view over here, there's the thing that I should do, and then there's the thing that I might do. So I figure we can talk about it. I should do some dungeons because it's dungeon week, and if you do 4 dungeons, mythic dungeons, you'll get a real good piece of loot. It's like a heroic raid tier piece of loot. I haven't done it yet. I will probably do it over the weekend anyways, even if I don't get it done today, but it will be easier for me if I do some amount of this today. So I should pick up the quest would be a good starting point. We could run keys. We have never run keys on stream. I'm kind of scared to. My effectiveness in game is halved when I'm streaming, so I might be a bit of a liability. But I was kind of thinking we could just... Oh no, I do have it. I do have that quest. Weekend event. Yeah, there we go. I was just kind of thinking we could do a couple of Mythic Zeros. 4 just sounds like a lot. Let's do 1. Let's do 1. Let's do Freehold, because Freehold has a mount that can drop. And, you know, attempts at that are good. I like parrots. So we'll do Freehold on Mythic 0. I'll get some of you guys in here for that. And then, depending on how I feel, we'll either do more of it or... Wait, which one do I want to go to? I never go to dungeons. I usually get summoned. Okay, yeah, I want to go to that one.
What can I do for you?
I usually get... I'm really lazy. It's remarkable that anybody brings me along. Yes, we'll do Freehold and see. Mexican hot chocolate also has cinnamon. I almost always put cinnamon in my hot chocolate. When I'm making it at home, even if I'm just using a hot chocolate mix, I will then, after the fact, add cinnamon and a tiny bit of vanilla extract, usually. Hey, Hazel's up, Christina. How have you been? Hazel, Kitty, whose name I know I've been told but can't remember. Hello, Fish. Sup, Joe? Kitty's name can be Kitty. She's good with Kitty. We call her Kitty. Got a 400 chess piece, highly recommended. If I get a ring, my rings are easily my worst pieces. Everything else is alright. I talk a little bit about this in the vlog, but I got my incandescent sliver, our very first opulence kill, and I get my heroic sliver. I am over the moon about that. But yeah, I could use rings. Apparently my feet aren't great, too. 370 belt, yeah. There's some upgrades that I could stand to get, so I'll definitely do that this week. It's just a question of whether or not we finish the whole thing on stream. Hi, Hazel. Do you have any piercings? My ears are done twice just in the lower lobe, and that is it. I like piercings a lot in other people, but I think I'm set for myself. Jill, thank you for the super chat. Very generous. I downloaded almost all of the same add-ons you use and fixed my Bartender 4 issue. Now I can get good at my gnome. Have a lovely stream, Hazel. Thank you. You are going to be a delightful asset to the gnome race. I'm so excited to see more gnome folk about. My raid team has a few gnomes and it makes me quite happy. Okay, so I guess I should start the group, huh? I'm damaging. I'm not healing. You don't want me to heal and it's not happening. So I'm going to be pugging. This is just for a Mythic 0. This is not a key run. It's going to be under dungeons. Hang on, I should probably get to the actual instance. I'm going to set the minimum item level at 350, I think sounds reasonable. I don't really remember. Where is it? Okay, there it is. Okay. Set dungeons. Start a group. We're doing Freehold. It's going to be a Mythic 0. Title is going to be Hi, I'm Hazel. And we're going to say 350. And 2 DPS, healer, and a tank. My cat's name is Dinky, and I call her everything but. Okay, so DPS 1, DPS 2, tank, and just need a healer. Would you be interested in some tea from my local tea shop? I would. Wish I could come. I have to go celebrate my sister's birthday today. Happy birthday to your sister. There'll be a VoD up. You can catch up with it later. We're good. After hearing about the 110 requirement for the alt, I am now in an alt level grind. Ooh, how many are you planning on? How many are you leveling for it? I can't decide. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I should do it or not. Ugh, like every day for 2 weeks. It's like, it's real quick to just do one at a time, but when you do like 11 of them, and even if I do 11 characters a day, or let's say 10 characters a day, because that makes the math easier, that's, what, 140 attempts at something that has a 1 in 3,333 drop rate? I don't like those odds for that time investment. What is your favorite BFA mount so far? Does it have to be one that I have? Because I was looking, and I want that Hyena. The Dune Scavenger. Right before the stream, actually, I was, looking up online to see kind of what the farm spots were and to see if I could get, like, an approximation for the drop rate. And considering farming for that as an activity on the stream, I decided, at least initially, against it because, okay, we can, I'll just follow my hair here. I decided initially against it because it doesn't seem like a grind that I can really make any meaningful amount of progress on within the space of a, within the space of a 2-hour stream. Like, the odds of me getting it to drop in a 2-hour stream, not great. If I did, like, a 24-hour stream, that would be more likely, but that, you know, pigs will fly. So, but the thing that was really funny was there was so much salt in all of the threads that I were reading about people talking about drop rates for that. People were so upset at how rare the mount is, and because the mount is BOE, so if you, like, you can farm more of them and sell them if you want. People were saying, well, because it's on the auction house, or because people can get it and then sell it on the auction house, and then you can get it for gold. They just crank the drop rate up to try and get us to buy tokens. That's what it is. And I mean, I see where the logic comes from, but it was just so funny because, you know, when mounts are too easy, then it's boring and there's no challenge. And when mounts are on the shop, then it's money grubbing. And when mounts are hard, goodness gracious, that's money grubbing too. And then, like, there's I guess it's just the nature of a game with such a wide audience, but there's always somebody that's mad, and they're always so mad. And I'm sure I will be too if I decide to try and farm it and discover that it's gonna be a while. But the thing that I was thinking about doing is people were just saying how it can drop on a character that's not 120. So I might farm it on alts that I want to level, because you'll get experience for that. So I might be a little slower on farming the mount, but if I'm also leveling characters, that might be good. Have any of you guys farmed those, the BFA rare world drop mounts, and what was your experience like? I'm curious. What's up, Hero? How you doing? You're not late at all. You are actually more on time than you have ever been before. 350 so latest. I know. I am the evil that's wrong with this game. Can't watch today, but we'll be watching later. Hope you have a wonderful time. Thank you. I got your DBM voice pack. I love it. Oh boy. I'm glad it's working for you. I go through long periods of time where I am happy because I've completely forgotten that I ever made that. I'm sure it's fine. I have such secondhand cringe because I can't with myself. David, thanks for becoming a member. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I appreciate the stream support. I hope you enjoy your icon and your emotes, and if you decide that you would like your phone to match my phone, I put out amateur drawn wallpapers available for members and patrons that I draw. Draw being a loose word, but you know. They're fun. I hate having the same wallpaper on my phone for very long, so having a new one every month works good for me. 1 Blood DK Worgen, 1 Belf Demon Hunter, and my main who's 120, 383. Made a huge jug of peach iced tea last night. I should probably hang on. I'll catch up after the boss. It's Mythic Zeros, it's probably fine, but I should catch up. Or I should focus a little bit. Damn dances, you're doing damage. I like warlocks. They're cool. And I also like mages. They're cool. And it makes me want to play both of them, and I like being a priest too much. It's not like I don't like my priest. I enjoy my priest a lot. I have a thing for cloth DPS. Nilsaurus, thanks for the super chat. Got time to watch Hazel, the awesome gnome. Welcome to the stream. We are gnoming it up today. I might do alts later, but bringing up the gnome for now. I started getting some of the transmog from the raid. Like, now that I've got a couple of pieces from Desire Lore, I'm starting to get that set, and I actually really like that set. It's appearances, sets, Desire Lore. Yeah, I like that set a lot. And I was thinking about starting to wear it, but now that I have the Moon Saber, I really like the Moon Saber with the Moon preset. I think I'm going to be wearing that for a while. I bought mine. How expensive are they, too? I was going to look that up. I'm sure they must be a lot. We can go to the last boss, sure. I'm down. I don't especially need any particular loot. I farmed blood jelly, and it was really boring. Did you make a decent gold off of it? Because I figure, you know, if, like, green gear is dropping, and I can, like, pick up the odd herb while I'm out there, you know, it might be good. Might be some gold. Plus, I'm sure they drop gold just on their own. I'm always more attracted to grinds where I can double dip. So, like, if I'm grinding for the mount and I'm grinding levels and I'm getting gold, that suddenly, like, that triggers the worth it switch in my brain that makes me go, oh, I should do that. Oh, I stepped in a thing. Okay, I should follow carefully because I am liable to pull things I'm not supposed to if I try to go off my own. Oh boy. Okay. I have a long and documented history of falling off of stuff. Alright. Oh. Am I good? Okay. Especially bridges. There you go. I only ever had one drop between leveling every class in Alliance side, never went out of my way to farm it. Every class is a lot of leveling. Did you... Okay, you never went out of your way to farm it, though, so you weren't leveling them just by farming. If I'm understanding that correctly. Already do that with Ulduar and ICC. Didn't feel like wasting my time out farming open world. Hello, Hazel. Sorry I haven't been around. My channel now has 42 subs. Congrats, Late Night. I got the Highland Mustang. The first time you killed a mob in a Wrathy? Oh, dear. Oh, that's some luck. Careful who you tell that to. They might mug you for it. Oh, boy. I had a Draenei main priest. Deleted her. Now have the awesome No More Lock. Destro has been lots of fun. I love the lock pets. Like, I'll be doing a quest, and I'll see a warlock just, like, roll up with that dark glare, and man, that thing looks good. I'm thinking, like, you know, sure, I have, like, a purple laser, but that guy can command an eyeball demon. Isn't that cooler? And then with mages, it's mostly just that they can port everywhere, and that they, and spell steal stuff. Because, like, I have a purge, right? I have dispel magic, so I can take off offensive buffs when I need to. And considering that last night we were just progressing on, last night was just progressing on Conclave, so there was lots of offensive dispelling, the Gift to Win buff from Paku in the first phase. So, I spend my time and I'm offensive dispelling, I'm taking off the buff, and that's fine, and I'm helping, like, whatever. But those are globals that I'm not doing damage. And if I was a mage, I could take that buff. Oh, we're probably gonna get that. That's fine. If I was a mage, I could just take the buff, and then I would have it. And that seems better. You know, that sounds like more fun. But, you know, mages aren't as cool visually, I think, as Shadow Priests are. Although I am kind of a purple blob, so I don't know. I'm not really seriously considering switching. It was a lot of gold. It was the beginning of the X-Pack, so I got over 1 mil from BOEs. Ooh. Yeah, they probably wouldn't go for as much. I'm gonna just hop a ride, because I can't do it myself. Oh, no. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, probably wouldn't be as much, but that would still be good. The way my Azerite traits are set up, I can do pretty good cleave damage, but you have to, like, get both dots on everything so that your Spiteful Apparitions trait is kicking in, and it takes a bit to get that up on everybody. You got 3 Arathi mounts in the first week. Congrats. How's it going, Hazel? Sublafera? It's going pretty good. It's a pretty warm... Well, it's cold outside, which means that I've overcompensated by making it too warm. Which means it's like a cozy, sleepy kind of day. I could use a nap. Maybe somebody will get the parrot mount. That would be fun.
Beware.
Oh, this beautiful, beautiful sight of this little yellow circle under my character, telling me that I have
Beware.
Just all of these crit stacks. Although now that I made the mistake of being vocally excited about having it drop in guild, so now they know that if they want to make me mad, they can just like go stack on me.
Run away, little girl. Run away.
Although, thankfully, the one player in my raid that is most likely to do that kind of thing also has the trinket. So as long as he's wearing it, he won't be deleting my stacks. Any luck? No dice. Thanks. Alright, well that was actually like super fast. Super duper fast. Oh no. That's my bad. Okay. That was a warm-up. Oh. This is why I'm not allowed to lead groups. It's like, wow, that was a really fast, easy. Why didn't I notice when loot started dropping? Like, loot dropped and I was like, oh, that's 355. That sounds about right. You know? Oh. Oh, it's blue. That didn't tip me off. Whoops. Hazel inspired me to do mount farming streams. Have you gotten anything so far? You get anything good? How is DPS of Shadow these days? Overpowered. We are due for a nerf. I don't know what change made us OP, but something did, because we're now quite strong and well represented in endgame content. I am enjoying it while it lasts. I don't expect it to last, but I'm having a great time. Especially because a lot of the fights in VoD are well set up and suited for Shadow. And so if you can get yourself some nice gear, you can just oh. Well, I was gonna keep running, but then I didn't. It's okay. We can kill them real fast because it's a rogue. Oh yeah, door's that way. That's right. Naps are the best. I'm making waffles right now, though. That sounds good. Have you guys ever had or made, like, non-sweet waffles? Like a savory or a protein-enabled waffle? Like, obviously chicken waffles are a thing. I don't eat chicken, but I've made waffles with, like, gravy and mashed potatoes and stuff before, but I'm trying to think of a way to make waffles where I can, like, infuse something of greater substance into the waffle. Because, they're good and they're easy. They're just not terribly nutritious. So I saw a recipe where you could like put protein powder in them, which sounded scary. Dungeon difficulty. Mythic. There we go. My bad. Same here. I'm not allowed to lead groups either. Oh boy. All right. Or round two. Round two. Fight! What did I miss? Just had this tab open for 2 days? Oh, no big deal. We just did a casual, pre-made group for heroic freehold. And now we're doing Mythic because that's what we're actually here for. That would be my fault. Watching Hazel play WoW while I grind on RuneScape, my life is weird. I think it sounds like your Friday is figured out. You have your life set. Hazel, you bake a lot. I finally got the WoW cookbook for my birthday. Now I can make WoW food. Apparently it's really good food, but I don't know what desserts to make first. Any tips? Ooh, I had it out recently because I was just reading it on my couch. What desserts have we made from it? The mana strudel was real good. It's a little scary because it's a pastry, so it's a little bit more intimidating if you're new to cooking and baking. But the mana strudel was really good. The breads, I know, are not dessert, but bread is kind of like dessert. The Mulgore spice bread in particular is like real easy and turns out real well. I haven't done too many of the desserts actually. I guess we have them. We made like the bloodberry tart and whatnot. I've had more trouble with the desserts because they're a little harder. And then the desserts that are really easy, like the ones that are like take some fruit and put it in a bowl, I haven't done because those don't seem as much like recipes. Finally started grinding the Argent tournament for mounts, calculated how long it's going to take, already starting to regret it. That is a long grind, but there's also like a bunch of pets you can get from it too. So there's a good amount of stuff going on there, but yeah, it is quite a lot. I haven't had the heart to go back there. I think I'm missing a mount or two, and I thought I wasn't. Like, I have very distinct memories of doing it back in Wrath, and, oh, this is going to be a big pull. Big pull, big pull. And by big pull, I mean, oops, my bad. Alright, so we're gonna get dots and Void Erupt. More dots, as they say. And more dots. You know, at least when we pull everything, we have all kinds of room in which to fight it, you know. Oh, I should have VE up. There we go. That would have been good for me to pop like a little earlier. I'll try and finish some stuff off so that we can at least have a few of these dead. Disperse. Close. Thanks, Ita. Is my sound wobbly? I've been having people mention that on and off for the last couple of streams, and a few people will say it's like wobbly or crackly, and then more people will say that it's fine. And I have not been able to identify that sound issue in the VoD, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. I'm wondering if it's a YouTube issue. Recommend any type of gaming glasses, thinking of getting a pair. I like the gamma ray ones from Amazon because they're comfortable and they're inexpensive. They also don't necessarily offer magnification. Okay. So I would say start with those. I wore those for years. Why aren't they running last boss only and just reset? What do you mean? I think we are doing last boss. We just either somebody fell and I followed them, or I fell and I followed me, or I don't know. We're living our lives. Sounds fine for me. Something to do with Firefox. I'm a mobile, no issue for sound. It was wobbly for me. If I paused a couple seconds, it went away. Sounds fine to me. Perfectly fine sound. It's an odd issue, but it does happen for some people, so it's probably not your device. It might be your browser. Hard to say. I actually don't have a guide for Temple of Sethrulus. I have guides for almost every BFA dungeon, except for that one and then the two that were locked behind quest gates. And I never went back and did it because I figured by the time I actually got around to it, it was like way too late and everybody kind of knew. So no, I don't have that one. I will probably not make one at this point. I'll try and be more on the ball with future dungeons that come out, but the ones that I've missed, I probably won't be going back for. I actually have discovered that I may need to do some questing to unlock the Siege of Borellis, because I never did that. And it's kind of a point where it's been so long with me not having done this content that was available right off the bat at BFA back last summer. It's been so long now that it's almost a thing, and I've just been kind of not doing it. Whenever, like, a siege key comes up, I'm just like, well, see you guys later. So I've never done that dungeon. Not once. Never been there. But I'm gonna have to, I think, if I want to unlock Culturan humans. I was looking at, WoW had updated their attunement tracker, and I think I'm gonna need to do it. Or at the very least unlock it. I don't know if I need to do the dungeon. There might be a quest that involves it, but I'm gonna need to unlock it. I was planning on just going the whole expansion being like, well, just never did that. I did King's Rest very late, but I did end up unlocking King's Rest, which is good because that key seems to come up more often for our group. Okay. This stuff. Yeah. Drops epics. Makes sense. You get 370s out of Mythic 0? Dang. Okay. So I'm going to try not to trip off anything I'm not supposed to. I fell and followed me. What talents do you run your Shadow Priest? Mostly these ones. So, all left corner. I think this first one is negotiable between Fortress and Shadow Word Void. But typically left side. Earlier in the expansion, I was experimenting with Dark Ascension, and I would like mess with Dark Void and Shadow Crash for AoE fights, but now, this has been the setup that's been doing me the most good, I think. Let's get a Void Eruption on all the rats. There we go. I have a bad habit of, oh no! Oh no! I was rooted and I pressed the button that used to be my escape artist, but when my, when we started doing the second half of VoD and you start like race changing back and forth out of your race, I, unbound it. Or I put my health pot on that key. So I couldn't escape artist, I just like mashed a health pot. Oh, rough. I'm an old man, I use a triple bifocal. I don't even know how that math shakes out. I always say that I'd win the lottery when pigs fly, when I was flying pig mount, and I got my lottery tickets as well. Good luck with that. Okay. I'm still enjoying the fact that I didn't notice for the entire run that it was on heroic. I was just like so up on like our damage. It's like, wow. We're really good. We can just smash through this like it's no problem. We can pull whatever we want. No big deal. Problem solved. We up here. Oh boy. What UI add-ons? I have a video that goes over all of my add-ons because it's not like a specific suite. Different pieces from different things. But the bones of it include Bartender 4, shadowed unit frames, KUI nameplates, and a Gnosis cast bar. But I have a video that shows each and every one of them. How many toys did you have when you started tracking it for the meta rewards, and how long has it taken to get to where it's at now? I don't know what I started with, actually. I want to say it was like 320 or 30. When I started, maybe like 315, because I vaguely remember getting my lumber extractor back in Legion, and that is for 300. So, probably, and it, like, I started looking at it toward the end of Legion, because Brutus was a data mine reward. Okay. I'm just gonna hop on. Oh no. Maybe I should stop that. It seems to be bad luck. So yeah, and I'm now at, what, 383? I've gotten like 50 or 60 over the course of like half a year, so not very fast, but I also put a lot of time into toy farming right up front and then gave up. Like, I have not been toy farming lately. I don't even know where the toys in BFA are. There's probably some really easy ones that I could get that I have not been worrying about. Alright. Up. Oh no. I'm just standing on the bridge. They're so mad. I'm sorry. There we go. I like to say that my gnome has really big hips because I hip pull things quite a bit. I don't have a very good grasp on where my character is in space as it relates to aggro radiuses. Not very good spatial awareness. It kicks my butt in Mythic runs mostly. This is why I don't pug Mythic Plus, because it's really embarrassing because I pull stuff. At least with my guild. It's embarrassing, but you know, they know me, they're ready for it. It's okay. We got the damage in. Oh no, I need to put my damage meter up over my fish cam so that I can show off. Although it seems to be locked, so maybe not. Just believe in your heart that I'm making all the mines melt. Warfront quest for Rathizeh for those needing 15 more badges or some gear. Oh, did we finish I can't even English. I'm excited about that, is what I'm trying to say. I'll probably do that after this. I'm not feeling like I want to necessarily do all 4 mythics today. Having one done will help, because it means that it's one less one that I have to do this weekend. And I might need just like an easy thing for a stream. I was also briefly considering, and this may not be the relaxing and calming activity that I require, but I was briefly considering doing a raid group, like a viewer raid LFR wing, because it's only like 3 bosses, and I don't really need anything from it, but it could be fun to just like do a little Battle of Dazar lore with you guys. So I was thinking about it. I don't know. Depends on how rough it might be. Okay. I love Gnosis. Now that I've added it in, I only use the player bar. The player bar. Oh, like your cast bar? Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I have. Yeah, I have at the bottom of my screen like the target cast bars, but if I'm looking at my target cast bar, I'm usually looking at either their nameplate cast bar or their shadowed unit frames cast bar. I don't typically... Oh, no. I don't typically, use the Gnosis one. Can I still get Blood Elf Heritage Armor if my Blood Elf has already been boosted? I want to say no, but I don't remember if the rules are different for non-allied races. Your gnome has nice hits. She hits pretty good. All right. Going behind and up. Over. All right, made it. I believe in us. Go team. Do I not have dialogue sound on? I should turn it on. I still have one more wing of the oops, my bad. One more wing of the war campaign to do, like the last leg of it, and I've been doing it with. I'm just gonna stack this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Beware.
I've been doing it with voice acting on, and it's really cool. Like it's getting me quite into the story. But there's something very, and this isn't necessarily a criticism of the voice acting, more just like the way video game voice acting always is, but it feels very much like video game voice acting. Everything is said like super deliberately. I'm just going to disperse and then stack it. So we have a little bit more room. There we go. I'm also going to pop my VE right now for a little bit of extra healing. Stun that person. I think I've eaten every single saber. I think I had every one. Alright. Well, I got a helmet. I did not get a mount. But at least we have 1 of 4 for the quest this time because it was actually a mythic one. Thanks, guys. Okay. I'm gonna hearth out of here. Sorry for having you do it twice. We can figure out what we're doing next. I'm gonna take a second to catch up in chat. Hey Hazel, how's your day going? Sup? Archmage Valexion. My day's going alright. I'm glad to have some time to sit here and chill with you guys. Minimum item level for Dazara Lafar? I like that rhymes. I don't know. Will it tell me? I don't know if it'll tell me as long as I meet it. Somebody in chat might know. For non-allied, you only need to be 120, have the rep, that's all. Oh, that's nice. Snowmageddon rages on, 14 feet of snow already in Seattle. You guys may never make it out. You may just be like, you just live in igloos now. I want to like you, but you play Alliance. I'm not very apologetic about it either. If Alliance is a deal breaker, then this deal's super broken. Do you pet battle anymore? Any cool pets in the latest patch? Yeah, I still pet battle. I I've been working on Family Battler lately. Nilzer, thanks for the super chat. What is that layout? I have to know. Oh, this layout, this is our chatting layout. We have a bigger me cam, a smaller WoW cam, just so that I don't forget that I still play this game. And the fish cam is up there too. So this is something that I can flip to whenever I'm taking like a break from playing, or if like I want to check in on the pet cam. I can see there's a Cory that's like up top, like by the moss. Oh, hi, cat. And where else? Where are the other ones? You can see a snail that is on the Anubias leaf. I have switched up. This is a real exciting story, I guarantee it. I've switched up the fertilizer that I use in that tank for the plants, and they love it. They're doing way better. They're actually growing now. Like, they weren't dying before, but they also weren't going anywhere for like months and months and months. And I switched it up, and they've been doing much better. 350, 355, 350, 350. Spokane is covered, and for the Alliance, call it the flirting layout. Look at this cat, though. Look at this, like, look at it. How do people say that cats don't love people? How do people even love the fish cam? Aisha, thanks for the super chat. Your battle pet videos are amazing and have helped me so much. Thank you for all your contributions to the WoW community. Also, shout out to the Moon Guardians. Shout out to Moon Guardians. Guessing that's your guild. Can't get over how much that cat looks like my old cat. Looks exactly alike, except that Kage was much fatter. A lot of silver tabby cats tend to look quite a bit like this, I find. She looks a lot like most of them. My boyfriend just squished my waffle because I had it covered by a hand towel to keep it warm. It's just compressed now. Give me that cat. No, it's my cat. You can't have it. Advice for seeking specific traits. I'm getting item level upgrades, losing DPS. If you're actually losing DPS, you should probably hang on to whatever it was you had before and not take the item level upgrades. But as far as seeking stuff, I can't help you. I just take loot that comes to me and I hope it's good. That's my whole strategy. This is Kitty. Kitty is a cat. Her name is technically Kira. But she's just kitty cat. She likes it when I stream and record videos because I sit in my chair for longer than like 5 minutes at a time. When I'm just like editing or whatever, I'm constantly standing up and stretching because I have no attention span. So I'm not a very good lap, but if I'm streaming, I'll usually actually stay put. Yeah, I'll actually stay put for a little while. This is heartbreaking because she makes me really want to take a nap. Tina, when you're actually alive, I love watching your videos. Thank you. For Moonguard. Okay, so we need to pick the next thing to do. Can I make a poll? No, I can't. I don't have a stream bot anymore, and the YouTube one sucks. Okay, so just, you know, share your opinion in chat. Options for what we could do. We have like an hour and 15, so quite a bit of time. Could go fishing for that Argus mount. We could do some grinding for the Dune Scavenger, which I really want, but it's very rare, but we could do some grinding for that. Could do some alt leveling, like low level alt leveling, or we could do some higher level alt leveling. You itchy? Itchy baby? What else? There was something else. I guess we could do more dungeons. It's not going well so far. What's your thought on Pawn? I like Pawn. I haven't I haven't simmed my character in a while, so I was like recording a video. It was actually just like the last one, and I had in the video a tooltip that showed my pawn weights, and they were called April 15th Shadow Priest weights, and I realized that the last time I simmed my character was like almost a year ago in a whole expansion back, so like useless stats, and I hadn't done it since, so I decided to just I just need up-to-date weights for it. But yeah, I really like it. Anything but islands. Oh, I do. Actually, no, I don't need to do islands. I broke my island thing this week. I didn't have a weekly island quota this week because I finished last week's over the cutoff point. Like world quest, like weekly quests reset at 7 a.m. on my local time. And I was trying on Monday morning at like 6:45, 6:50, I was trying to finish my weekly before it reset, and I didn't quite do it. I was in the 4th expedition when the reset flipped over, so I got out of it. It was like 7:02. Turn it in, and it let me complete that one, but that consumed my reset for this one, so I didn't have an island reset. I don't actually need to do any lunar token farming. I am actually 100% all set for lunar tokens. I got everything. I got all of the transmog. I got all of the toys. I have finished this cup of tea, and I clearly can't get up, so I guess I'm drinking water now. I'm gonna get one of those baby carriers so I can have my hands free, because my cat likes to lay on me. They make pet slings that are like a baby carrier, but like for a pet. The cat wouldn't have it, but the dog doesn't mind it. That might work for you. April 15th is my birthday. Didn't know Darkmoon was this week. Feel cheated. Okay. I don't think you can necessarily switch your WoW from EU to US. Maybe you can, but from my experience, what you do is you buy another copy of the game on US, and then you start from scratch in that account. Like when I was playing on an EU account, it was a brand new account. I didn't have any of my stuff on it. Okay, what am I doing? Out leveling would be nice and chill. Can't stay for the stream. Waffles were a super yummy idea. Oh yeah, armored Rosacea Raptor runs. That's a good idea. Let's do a little bit of that. Let's try for that raptor. Heaven knows that Tuesdays could use a different mount run. Why did I log out? I need to actually go do it on that character. Advice on farming polished pet charms. The only piece of advice that exists as far as I know is do world quests that grant you polished pet charms on as many characters as you can. So if you are trying to grind more of them, the best thing you can do is level more alts to 120 so that you can do those quests multiple times in a day. I run on 2 characters for every quest, and I'm sitting on like 2,700 right now down here. Oh, you can't see it. It's behind the fish cam. I've got like 1,000, 2,000, and like 693. I need like another 500, and then I'll have enough to like actually buy everything. I don't really know why I'm gonna do it all at once. Something to do with the video. I've kind of lost track, but I am saving up another 500 before I buy them. Okay, what did we say we're doing? Rosacea mount runs. That's right. Gotta head to Zul'Gurub. Alt leveling? I mean, when I do Rosacea on my alts, it does get them a tiny bit of experience. That's a not negligible portion of why many of my 110 alts are actually like 111, 112. A few of them are even like scraping 113 just from doing like the odd time walking and mount runs on them. And then I took a couple of them around for like Elder Coin farming. But yeah, waffles were a great idea for supper, so yummy. I don't know what I'm gonna do for dinner. We're doing like an extra grocery trip today just in case we can't get to the store because of the weather. It's not like gonna be feet of snow like Seattle has or anything, but Oregon's never ready for it, at least not where I am. The roads aren't super clear, and our car definitely does not have snow tires. You can switch it with proof you moved. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I probably should. It's probably obvious, and I'm just missing it. Love your stream. I'm new to WoW. Your videos help so much. My fiance loves WoW. Started to show me your stuff to help. I named my You named your rescue kitty after me? I squeaked. That's so sweet. Aww. Hazel, I've never collected toys. I only have about 40, but I want the lumber extractor. Any suggestions on where to start? Yeah, I made a video, and it's all of the vendor toys that don't require rep. Just toys you can walk up to a vendor and buy. It shows you all the vendor locations. There's like a whole bunch of them. If you like search into YouTube, Hazelnut Games vendor toys, I bet you'll find it. Squirt is in the garrison today to level pets easier. I killed a random guy who dropped like 10 pet charms. That is a one-time thing, though. That's for, like, Poacher Zane will do it, and then there's a bunny rare in Drustvar that will do it as well, and it's a one-time thing. Where did you buy your glasses? These ones are from Amazon. These ones are Amazon. They cheat. Made some Kahlua pig. Kahlua, like the alcohol in my Instant Pot pressure cooker for dinner. It was amaze butts. People keep telling me about the Instant Pot like they're trying to, like they work for them, and they don't. But there's something about that product that just makes people evangelical about it. It's funny. Like I've resisted getting one specifically because the people that like them are too into them, and I don't trust it. It doesn't seem right. There's something going on with that. It's fishy and it's up to no good. That's a lot of charms. I mean, it's not enough to get everything yet. another 500, and then the Axis charms will be restocking my supply of ultimate battle training stones. I live near Seattle, and the stores look like an apocalypse is coming. Mage got at least 2 levels and is 115 from doing the lunar tokens. I'm thinking, now that I know it's a thing, I'm thinking of leveling my alts just by farming for the world drop mounts. What are they all? Like, I know about the Dune Scavenger, and I know about the Terrified Pack Mule. What are the other ones? Somebody mentioned a jelly? Let's see, jelly? Surf jelly? No, that's an Island Expedition thing. There's the Terrified Pack Mule, the Dune Scavenger. There's another one, though, right? Or is it... No, there's one in Nazmir. There's like a Krog? No. Although I also need those, apparently. Oh, I forgot about that mount. I don't do dungeons. I should probably make myself do Freehold 0 and Underrot 0 at least every week, just for extra chances at the mount if I ever want to have that mount. Because otherwise... Well, I guess I could always do it in 2 expansions. Lumber Extractor is horrible. Yeah, but it can pick herbs. What pets do you recommend for defeating pain? I have a video about that. It's old, but I don't think he's changed. But I don't remember what's in it. I made it years ago. It's a pressure cooker. Pressure cookers terrify me. I think that was the other thing, was I had seen some videos on YouTube, and this doesn't mean that it's likely at all. But when pressure cookers fail, which, again, probably very safe, but if they fail violently, and it's scary. And I'm sure it's no scarier than cars or... you know, any number of other things that could be dangerous that aren't, usually. But, you know, I don't need a pressure cooker. Especially because most of the things that people like pressure cooker and crockpot cook involve either things that I can't eat or things my husband can't eat. If you take out all meat and all beans and legumes, there's not that many things you can make in an Instant Pot anymore. Although people are always talking about, like, how they made, like, a pie or some stuff, so I don't know. Who knows? Okay. Oh, my Hearthstone's on cooldown. Oh, no. Use my cloak teleport. I do not drink the Kool-Aid. I am so sleep deprived. It took me several minutes to realize this is a stream. Unless you're, like, also working, I recommend a nap. How do I farm the love rocket? Well, first of all, you need to steal your heart and steal with 2 E's. You don't need to, like, thieve your heart, but, you know, gird your loins, that kind of thing, because it's rough and it's gonna hurt. And your odds aren't good. So when the Love is in the Air event begins, which is on Tuesday, there will be 14 days of it. While that event is active, you will be able to queue for Apothecary Hummel through your Dungeon Finder. If you do that on a level 110 plus character, once per day for your first win per day, per character, you will get a heart-shaped box. That box has a 1 in 3,333 chance, not good, to contain the mount. So you basically log on to every 110 character you have every day and fight Apothecary Hummel once per character per day and hope for the best. So I guess it's not that bad of a grind. If, you know, you only have a couple characters, it won't take you that long to do. You're just not likely to get it. You could. And then if you have like a lot of characters, it'll take you a lot longer. You'll be more likely to get it, but your odds still suck so bad that I'm not mad, but very conflicted. Do not accept the free sneakers. Kahlua is the alcohol. Kahlua is a method of cooking in Hawaii involving slow smoking in an underground pit. Oh! Thank you for clarifying. I thought you were just pouring Kahlua on some pork. People have done weirder things. You throw a bunch of stuff in a pot, leave it be for 8 hours, and pull out delicious food? The Instant Pot people embedded microscopic mind-controlling units? Whew. Oh, the Palomino horse. Nazmir's Blood Feaster. Leaping... Okay, Blood Feaster and Leaping... How many are there? Okay. Are some of them more likely than others, too? Leaping... So the Leaping Vein Seeker. That's a no thank you. The Blood Feaster... is not coming up for me. Oh, that's probably... We're probably talking about the same mount. I don't have a Love Rocket, and I don't know if I want to farm it yet. I don't know how much I hate myself. Palomino horse? I just want to make sure that if I do decide to try and farm one of the world drop mounts, that I know that I'm doing the one that I'm most excited about. There's a lot of mounts I don't have. I've been slacking. Oh, I want it. Look at it. He's got portable bones. Oh, I love that thing so much. I think it has to be that one. I think I have to farm that one. Plus, if I'm in Vol'dun and my character has herbalism, I can be also picking up Akunda's Bite, and that sells really well. So my cat got off my lap, which means that I can get some tea and maybe a snack because I'm suddenly, like, ferociously hungry. I might grab a granola bar. We'll see. I'm going to fly my way there and be right back. Actually, it's going to take me a second to get to the Flight Master. That is an awful drop rate. It is the Love Rocket is the rarest mount in the game. The rarest mount in the game. And especially because, like, the drop rate's real bad, but combined with the fact that you only get 1 chance per day per character, and it's only available for 2 weeks, very few people have it. I almost never see it. Challenge accepted. I'm trying to think of a way that I can talk myself into doing it every day. Like, it's only for 2 weeks, so even if you're, like, suffering for, like, an hour a day of, like, attempts, it's only for 2 weeks. But the odds aren't even good. Anyways, I'm gonna refill my tea and grab a granola bar, and I'll be right back. I'll put on this screen so that you've got, like, a bigger fish can. Okay, I'm back. I have made a mistake, but I'm just gonna live with it. Yeah, share stream. So far, and I don't want to jinx it, but so far the camera hasn't frozen yet. After further Googling, it appears a potential cause for that was a limit in the bandwidth of the USB, what was it, root header? Is that the word? Too much data going through, specifically with the 2 cameras, I think, and that's why it doesn't happen when it's just the 1 camera from, like, recording a vlog or something. So not trying to stream 4K helped, and then I switched the port, and so far so good, but I'm not convinced that the port is on a different USB root header. I couldn't figure out where those were on my motherboard, so we'll see. Rivendar's mount drops off of Rivendar himself. He is found in Strathholm in the Eastern Plaguelands. Happy that they were just rep grinds. Horde has the albino hyena that's an easy rep grind. It's 10k gold in Vol'dun. Yeah, but I'd have to be Horde though, right? Like in order to ride it. That's a pretty big if. You gotta get a love rocket, fits your real life character perfectly. I mean, it's just pink, right? I guess I do enjoy some pink. I went through a huge phase in my life where I specifically avoided pink because I thought it was too feminine, and I thought that was a bad thing. Like, big phase where I just, like, wouldn't have anything to do with it. I don't remember exactly when or why I got over it, but I'm glad I did. You'd have to run 200 characters every day for 2 weeks to get 2,800 attempts at the 1 in 3,000 drops. Completely insane, yeah. And you can't even have 200 characters, right? Like, you only have 50 characters per account, is that right? So, it is completely insane. If I could, like, if there was a grind I could do that would get it, it's not that I'm afraid of spending a lot of time on it, it's that I'm afraid of spending a lot of time on it and having it still not happen. That's the thing. Yes, actually, some of those fish do have mustaches. They are Corydoras, and they're called barbels. So there's like 4 of them. Excuse me. Dog gets a little upset whenever the husband gets home. There's 4 of them, and they sniffle through the substrate. They use those to like feel through the sand and look for food bits. And that's why we keep them on sand, is because if you have them on gravel or like a sharp substrate, those will get worn down and infected and the fish can die. So it's important to keep cories on soft substrates. Rivendare is not in Strat anymore. Someone else took his place. Oh, really? I should know that. That sounds familiar. Still drops it, right? So I added a USB hub to the other camera. I added a USB hub to the pet camera because that's what actually made it work, because it needed a powered connection. So I added a powered USB hub, but only the pet camera's on that, so that shouldn't affect the bandwidth of the main camera, considering that they're on different ports. The main camera is not going through that hub. I was surprised it worked in the first place. In the past, I have not been able to get cameras working through hubs. They typically don't like them, so I was surprised it worked. Dog barking sounded like a really angry parrot. His separation anxiety, you would think that he would only be sad when the object of his anxiety, which is my husband, leaves. But the way it manifests is him getting home has all the same triggers, so the dog freaks out regardless. Like, because, you know, he's wearing a coat, he's wearing pants, he's like standing up, wearing shoes by the door. All of those things upset the dog equally as much when he comes home as when he leaves. So you get the same response. It's, that's what he does. Also, sometimes in the car. Can be very loud. Anyone else see Longboy stick his head through the wall of the inn? I missed that. Why am I flying? I'm not supposed to be flying. I'm supposed to be porting down there. Nope. Hearthstone, that's the one. I was the same. I avoided pink so I wouldn't be too girly. Yeah. I don't know, like, I'd say a lot of my hobbies were male-dominated as a teenager, but that's not even true. I wasn't a gamer kid. I was a band kid, and there were plenty of women in band. I don't know what that was about. Odd complexes. So, you cannot, this year, get more attempts on the love rocket by just leveling characters to 10. You must be 110 plus in order to get attempts in the mount. So they broke that this year. The mailbox add-on, that would be TSM, Trade Skill Master. The Trade Skill Master mailbox. Hazel, I made it up, Lawrence. How are you doing? So, the stuff hasn't arrived yet. But theoretically today, I should be receiving a motherboard and a kit of RAM with which I'm going to build another computer, I know, for my husband this time. And I talked a little bit about this on the vlog, but I'll recover and stream and kind of see what you guys think. I'm thinking about streaming the build. Maybe. Could do it this weekend. Because I'm going to need to build it anyways, and the processor this time around was provided by Intel, which we are very grateful for. So I wouldn't mind, like, it's not like a sponsor deal, there's no requirement or anything, but I would feel bad if I didn't at least stream a little bit and get to thank them for that. So maybe the reason I didn't stream it last time is because PC building is one of those things where I think it's like raising a child. There is probably a right and a wrong way to do it, but most ways will work as long as you don't, like, kill it. And as long as it's alive at the end of it, then you did fine. You know, alive and preferably not, like, crippled. You know, keep all of its limbs intact. Try not to mentally scar it too much. And, you know, don't be so hard on yourself. But also, like parenting, a lot of people have a lot of specific opinions on how it should be done. And when you are online, you will, I'm sure, receive advice about how you could be doing it differently and better. And while, so that's my anxiety about streaming it, is that I'm worried that I'm going to be not necessarily, like, messing it up, because I'm fairly confident that I can get it together, but that I won't be doing it, like, perfectly, and that people will inform me all about that, and it'll, like, upset me, because I'm fairly easily upset. I'm quite sensitive. This is a bad job for me. But, and then I'm already stressed out, because I'm usually kind of stressed when I'm building. So I don't know. I think the plan is that I'm going to try, and then if I'm getting, like, super tilted, then I'll just turn off the stream and figure it out. Or, like, if I'm encountering a roadblock and I'm trying to troubleshoot, and I would like to do so without having to think about chat, then I would turn it off. But I might try. It's not going to be Celeron based. It's actually a beast of a processor. I wish I had known about it earlier, because I would have used it for my computer. What mount are you running? This is the Priestess's Moonsaber. This is an Alliance-only mount available for 757th Legion service medals off the service medal vendor. And I recently released a video, which is why I'm using this advertiser tone of voice, that shows you all of the fastest ways to grind service medals as quickly as possible so that you too can have your very own Priestess's Moonsaber. I do have quite a few TCG mounts, actually. I got them in Warlords back when they were cheaper. I bought them on the auctionist for gold. That was attempt number 147 of the Rosashi Raptor, so we're gonna try it 148. That could be fun. It could be fun. We'll see. Do the build? Yeah. The plan, if things don't go as planned, is to turn off the stream and go bye. Oh, man. That's my only plan. If I think of a better backup plan, then I'm open to suggestions. I wish they made previous Lunar New Year mounts available in game for the goat or dog mounts. Oh, yeah. Goat mount. Was the goat a Lunar New Year thing? Was the Wind Steed for the Lunar New Year? Because I missed that. Huh, that would make a lot of sense, actually. It does say about bringing good fortune to its rider, which is kind of like the whole thing. Considered to be a sign of good fortune. Shuzen is a sign of good fortune, which I think is part of the whole Chinese New Year thing. So that would make sense. I didn't put that together in my mind. Same is true for WoW, though. True. Don't worry about it. The stress of it, though. Like, if I'm just, like, doing a mount run and somebody comes along and says, Hazel, you're doing it wrong. You should kill this boss first. It doesn't usually, like, stress me out too much, because it's not like, I'm confident that I'm doing it just fine. But there's, like, a little seed of doubt, and this is also true whenever I used to PvP stream. There is a seed of doubt that I'm not doing it right, because I am an amateur. Like, I've done it a few times. I'm sure I'll be fine, but I rely on some Googling, and I don't know everything. So when you have the seed of doubt, and then somebody comes along and tells you like they know, regardless of whether or not they do, that's, I think, that what really gets me sometimes. you call that cable, oh boy, the cable management's going to upset people. That's the nice thing about the last video I did with the PC building, is that I could just cut out the cable management. Nobody had to see. It's actually not awful, but it's mostly behind the back panel. Like, it looks pretty okay from the front because I routed everything through the back panel, but if you open out the back panel, it's not pretty. Thank you, Sakura. Using the sales rep voice. That's like my radio ad voice. I don't think it's actually effective at selling anything. It's just fun to do. That mount looks epic. I'll have to do the grind. I'll be getting into camera soon to make plant time lapses. Yeah, I would watch that. I would watch that, and then I would ask for tips on what you've learned after you've done it, because that's just like an interesting thing to do. Backup plan could be a fish cam with the words technical difficulties written over it. True. True. I'm also considering asking, if I do it on a weekend when he's around, asking my husband to assist with, like, mostly with the camera, right? So, because if it's just on a tripod, you guys can't ever see anything. But if he was around, he could, like, move the camera as needed to get you guys a better view, and then also, like, answer questions. But I'm not sold on it yet. You bought the new store mount, Hazel, you scum. Just kidding. Just for the sake of clarity, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with buying the mount, I probably would have bought it, but in the interest of transparency, that one was I don't know what the right word is. It was a gift, I guess. It was a gift from the Blizz PR people. So it's not like a sponsor thing, but I also didn't pay for it. So my opinion on the pig can't be trusted because I'm like extra in love with it because it was a present. In solidarity with Hazel, I'm buying a Celeron processor right now. Oh man, as long as we don't have to hear anything about the Dollar Shave Club. I realized recently that was over a year ago that we did that. I was like counting up different incomes and expenses to get ready for filing our taxes. And I realized that the Shave Club thing was 2017. I still have some razors from that. PC building is stressful. I just finished repairing and changing out some hardware for a friend's laptop. I've never worked on a laptop before. Those are scary. Had to order in different parts. Took a week to finally get it up and running again. I like working on as big of a thing as I can because then there's more room. Like, I have big hands. For a woman, I guess. I'm sure people have bigger hands than me, but I have pretty big hands. And I'm not very delicate. So I tend to need room. I like building in huge cases, even if I don't necessarily need them. I do have 2 priests. I technically have more, but I have 2 priests on this server anyways. I'd love to do tip videos eventually too. Spooky fish. Oh, that's true. I can unspooky the fish, actually. I know how to do that. Their light is on a timer. It's not really supposed to go off at 4. I think there's something odd, like either the either daylight savings time messed with my timers, or the timer, which is very cheap, is just like off. But I swear that one turns on and off like earlier and earlier every day. How many times have you run this dungeon? Somewhere in the range of 150. Like, since I got rarity, I did it quite a few times before then, but, you know, it didn't drop, so that doesn't count, I guess. What is the one item that made you the happiest when you got it? Recency bias is tainting me right now, because I got my heroic trinket last night, and I was stoked about that, but I was probably more excited about a mount of some sort. It's funny, because it's not, like, my favorite mount or anything, but, when I got Invincible, I think I was really happy. Not necessarily even because I really wanted Invincible, although it's a cool mount, don't get me wrong. But because getting Invincible meant that I could leave ICC and never go back. There's no longer anything that I need from ICC badly enough to justify going back in there. And that was a beautiful, beautiful day. Laptops are annoying. Kind of driver ID you have? What type of drives are in it? So I do not have... I have all my drives set up separately. I decided not to go with a RAID setup because I'm using each one individually for a different purpose in editing. Like I have one set up as my scratch drive, I have one set up as my project drive, I have one set up as my program drive, and then I have a storage drive. 3 of those drives, the project, program, and scratch drives are all M2 NVMe SSDs, so those are plugged directly into my motherboard. It does have 3 M2 NVMe slots, which is really nice. And then the third one is just like a SATA drive that is just like shoved in there. It's an old one. I should probably replace it before it dies on me. But it's just like an archive. It's just like got my old videos on it. And I don't care. YouTube has them. And honestly, like, if YouTube went under and all my videos were gone and I had to like re-upload them all, I probably wouldn't. I would just start over. Hi Hazel, nice to see you. What's up? Does your kitty count in that? Because I'm sure that made you super happy. Like the Moon Saber mount that we just got? Or you mean like my actual cat? Because I wasn't really thinking about that. I was thinking about WoW stuff. If we're talking actual things in life, then yes, the cat is the number one best thing. Invincible was great because people could stop asking how you were skipping to the last boss. I didn't mind that so much. It was nice to, like, if you get to inform one person that has been full clearing ICC that they don't have to in a day, even if you've told a bunch of other, even if you said it over and over again, if you can, like, make that difference for one new person, that's still worth it because, you know, to heck with full clearing ICC. Even now that you'd have to do a bunch of logging over to make the lockout swap work, it's still, I think, worth it. Farm herbs, sell them, use the gold to buy the pets. None of them are that expensive. Only thing I did in the laptop was change the memory to MacBook. Yeah, I've never even like touched, I've never opened a laptop before. The only laptop that I actually ever had, and I still have, is the only one I ever bought. It's a MacBook, and it's one of the unibody ones. It's the 2012 Pro. The first one that they made with the SSDs built into them. So I don't even know how you open up. Maybe you can, but I never bothered, and it already came with SSDs, so I didn't do it. I never had a laptop before that, and I haven't needed one since. I probably won't replace it when it dies, honestly. I don't think I need one for anything. The only time I need, like, a computer when I'm away from home would be nice to have for BlizzCon if I'm gonna, like, edit videos on the go. But I am seriously considering trying to rig up my iPad for that, because it's one video a year, and it doesn't make sense to get a laptop that can do it. I don't travel. I hate traveling. It sucks. I always get sick. Airports are cold. I can't find food when I'm not at home. I don't like it. Laptops are annoying. Good thing I have long nails to get those plugs. I did end up with some extra screws, though. Oh. Before I did my last PC build for the video, I was like, you know, my hands are going to be, like, in up close and personal shots. I should make my nails nice so that they look good on camera. So I didn't get a manicure or anything, but I, like, painted my nails freshly for that. And I'm sure they looked fine for, like, the first couple of shots. But by the end of the build, my nail polish was destroyed. I don't know what I was thinking. That was a dumb idea. Especially because with that one, a lot of the troubleshooting was troubleshooting the power supply. So I was, like, unplugging the power cables and plugging them back in over and over and over again. Hate power cables. I hate it. I'm not looking forward to it. Love to know how to do the ICC lockout trick. Could never figure it out. I did a video on that. That is one of the things with which I made a video guide. There will be an extra step now where you have to log back in to your lockout character to accept your invite. Because basically what you do is you just invite yourself to a group using the group finder. But all the steps are laid out in that video guide that I did. Love your videos. Thanks, Terry. Are you planning on going to BlizzCon this year too? I think so, unless something happens. Like if there's some kind of an emergency or if I'm broke and I can't afford it. Because it was quite expensive. Or, what else would, I mean, if they don't do it. But I would love to go every year. Now that I've been, I would love to be there every year. It was just such a thing that I feel like I would miss if I skipped it. Like, especially now that I've been. Like, before, I used to get some moderate FOMO, I guess. I would feel bad about missing out by, like, watching my Twitter feed of everybody that was at BlizzCon. And I would be, like, a little sad that I wasn't there, but I would, you know, say, you know, I've got my pajamas, I've got my virtual ticket, I'm good, I can enjoy BlizzCon from here. And that's true. But now that I have been, I feel like that would be way worse to watch other people doing BlizzCon online and not be there. Although there is something to be said for the whole pajamas thing and, like, the not having to travel thing. That was pretty good. My computer crashes a lot since my monitor is technically a smart TV. Need to buy a monitor. Happy to not have to go into Siege of Orgrimmar again. I've been putting off going into Siege of Orgrimmar. I need some stuff from there, and I'm not looking forward to it. Yeah, I don't think I have any need to get that laptop open. I don't know what I would do with it. It already has an SSD. It's already got 16 gigabytes of RAM. And it's 8 years old now? 9? No, how does math work? It's 2019. 7 or 8. It's old for a laptop, for me anyways. And I don't use it for much now. I use it for spreadsheets. For whatever reason, like, I don't have Office, so if I want to use a spreadsheet, my options are Google Sheets or Apple Numbers, and I just happen to like numbers. So if I'm doing a spreadsheet thing, I usually use the laptop. I got a second account just for realm hopping and lockout transfer. Some of us are aware of how amazing the experience of being given cookies was for you. It was a beautiful moment. Although next time I am going to challenge myself to find and consume 3 actual meals a day. Even if it means, like, missing something, or going to eat in a restaurant by myself, or, heaven forbid, having to, like, take an extra Uber to get to a restaurant or something. I will find and eat food, because I think that contributed to how sick I got when I got home, was the fact that not only was I stressed out, I was also somewhat slightly malnourished because I had been skipping a bunch of meals. So that didn't help. You don't need to go there, you've got a phone. I tried Siege of Orgrimmar once, but I got lost and confused and left. That's a mood. That's a t-shirt, honestly. Garrosh Mount is the worst to farm since you can't transfer mop lockouts. It's like an hour for the full clear. Yeah, it's gonna be I don't, like, I feel like once we've finished getting every mount that can be run in less than 10 minutes per lockout, like per character. So any mount that I can run and get in and out and try it in 10 minutes, I'll do those ones first, like, all at once. But once I don't have any of those left, then we'll probably move to just, like, taking one character to as many as I can get through in a mount run stream. I don't know. That was attempt number 151. Still no luck. Siege of Orgrimmar must have been confusing for Alliance. When you switch from your gnome back to your Void Elf. My girlfriend and I played a drinking game. We had to drink every time someone asked, where's the Void Elf? It was the opposite thing when I first picked up the Void Elf, too. People were all about, where's the gnome? That's actually one of the things that is keeping me... There's a couple of things. It's not the only thing. But one of the things that is keeping me from switching my stream over to Twitch is I don't know if I can handle people asking why. I don't know if I can handle answering that question as many times as I anticipate it would come up. Like, we already get people asking why I don't stream on Twitch, and I, like, haven't for years. I feel like if I went back, I would just, like, the stream would implode. I have a hard time just eating 3 times a day while I'm in just my apartment. True. I can usually get by with twice a day if I'm just, like, at home working, but that's because you're also not getting as much exercise. BlizzCon was a lot of exercise, at least the way I did it. Do you play other games? Generally, yes. Right now, no. I enjoy other games. I have Pokemon Let's Go. I have Stardew Valley. I was quite addicted to Stardew Valley for a while. I also, I mostly watch Overwatch. I don't really play it anymore. But I'll, like, dabble in Hearthstone or whatever. But lately, in the last, like, couple of weeks, I have been playing nothing but WoW, and I plan on sticking to that for a bit. I am kind of addicted, actually, a little bit right now. I can't... I have to make a mindful effort to stop playing in order to go do other things that are required for me to continue my life. Like making videos. Like sometimes I'll like log in to get some footage, and I'll get some footage somewhere and I'll be like, oh, there's a world quest right there, or oh, I haven't done my emissary yet, or oh, I can just do this real quick. And it's I have to stop myself from doing that a lot. Make a command for it. Yeah, I used to have that. I haven't had a stream bot in a while. I should get one back. I will be farming for leashes, and for leashes 5, and I'll also probably be making a video before the patch, but hopefully soon. So glad Hazel went back to Gnome. Me too, honestly. It was kind of a relief. I'm excited to try out other allied races as they come out, but I don't think I'm gonna experience the whole, this is my new main thing again. I may, like, have some new alts that are preferred alts, but my gnome is my main. Even if they do mecha gnomes, it wouldn't be the same gnome. Hazel, why don't you stream on Twitch? Sorry, I had to do it. I don't even know anymore. People have asked me so much that I've like lost conviction in my reasons. I don't know. Change is hard. Questions are hard. I got that now. Good luck, Hazel. Thanks, Alex. Hazel, I'm in extreme pain for women reasons. What do you suggest? My condolences. I live that life a lot. The things that help me, in order of effectiveness, and I'm sure you've already tried all of these, but in order of effectiveness, the things I do, ibuprofen, not acetaminophen, specifically ibuprofen. Heat, so like a hot pack. I got this. Did I ever? I think I showed you guys. It's like a sea. It's like a seal. It's like a fluffy seal plushie, but it's got like beans or rice or grain or something in its tummy. So you microwave it, and then it gets warm, and then you put that over your sore, like over your abdomen, and that can help stay really hydrated, and see a doctor if it's really, really bad, because you shouldn't have to live like that. Just try a Twitch stream. There's a lot to set up. I've been like trying to get the Twitch thing cleaned up because my whole plan, which isn't necessarily a great plan, but I have lots of dumb plans. You know, you guys bear with me. My whole plan was, you know, one of these days when I get caught up in videos, which I'm getting closer to, but I would do an evening stream doing some PvP. So it would be like different from this stream. And I would be able to like feel Twitch out, see what the viewer numbers are, see what the community's like, see how it all works. But there's a lot to set up. Like, I got my panels cleaned up. I got a separate version of OBS installed so that I don't have to, like, change out so many settings going back and forth. Because not only do I have to stream to a different website, I can't use the same bitrate either. So I got, like, a second version of that set up. But I'd also need to go back in and, like, figure out the bot thing and figure out my alerts and figure out if I'm going to have, like, a tip, like, a donation thing. That would have to be different. It's like, I don't know. It's hard. I will make a Culturan. I don't know when I'm going to level it, especially considering I still haven't leveled my Dark Iron. But I do plan on making one. I'm thinking either a Mistweaver or a Resto Shaman, but I can't pick. Definitely a healer, though. Culturan healer. I was excited for Golden Eyes Blood Elves, but it turned out that it didn't feel like my character anymore without the green eyes. You should try meal prepping for the week. You're right. I should. That's one of those things that's inarguably true, but, like, the words meal prep just make me sad inside. I don't know why. It's a good idea. I'm sure it saves time. I'm sure it saves stress. I just don't like it. I don't know how to explain it beyond that. It just makes me feel kind of depressed. I'm a man. I'm in extreme pain for women reasons. I don't have PMS. I'm a man. Oh! Well, you know, you could still probably benefit from, like, a really cute, fluffy stuffed animal that you can microwave to get warm, because those are just comforting. And I don't know if I have advice beyond that. I'm sure there is advice. Stay busy. Keep up with your hobbies. Am I the only one that gets excited for the Darkmoon Fair and the upcoming update? You're not the only one that likes the Darkmoon Fair, but, like, the update, as far as the only thing I've heard about is the addition of the roller coaster, which is just like a different looking carousel. I might be missing something. I started doing the Darkwing Fair a little bit. I did like my pet quest this morning. I've been doing a couple of the games just because I should probably try and like scrape together some badges. Twitch, you'd have to really watch chat. We would probably need more moderators. Can always stream to Facebook. I'm gonna skip that one. I'm sure it's fine. I know Panther streams on Facebook, and I think she does great. But I'm not a Facebook person. We have a channel Facebook page, and it's largely abandoned. Like once or twice a year, I feel guilty enough that I'm like, man, I should probably post one of my videos there, and I'll do it. And like for something important, like the raid guides, and outside of that, not for me. Facebook streams can be super laggy. The Moonsaber, the new one, good job. Love leveling characters. Already have 2. Don't find a reason. Should I just level them up and don't care about endgame? So the thing that got me past that, because I used to be in kind of the same boat. I would like level characters all the time, and I would have alts, but I would get kind of disenchanted when I realized that I didn't need them for endgame. But they are still valuable for other things. I like having them for mount runs, because the fact that I have so many high-level characters means that when I'm farming for this mount, instead of just trying it once per day, I can try it 10 or 11 times per day. And every new character that I level up sort of like adds on to the value I can get from that. Obviously there's a lockout, like once you've done it 10 times in an hour, you have to wait. But yeah, I have them for this. And then like if you have a bunch of 120s, you can use those to exponentially increase the rate at which you earned polished pet charms. So you can benefit from alts without necessarily having to like gear them or play them, which is kind of, oh, there we go. Entered too many instances. I ran up against it. I found the cutoff. Instead of prepping a whole meal, I prep ingredients. It's the only thing that it gets me to cook in the evenings. I could probably stand to like pre-chop some vegetables, but I also don't really mind. I don't super mind cooking because I don't make anything that takes super long anyways. Most of my meals are like maybe 20 or 30 minutes of prep, mostly closer to 10. And I usually put on my headphones and I have some music, and it's like a nice unwinding time for me. I don't mind like taking my time chopping up some ingredients if I'm just like chilling. So bulking that might be rough. Remember to do the fishing treasure quest? The fishing treasure chest quest. Does that give me badges? We have like half an hour left and I'm done with my mount runs, or at least that I'm allowed to do for now. So what if, should I? All these characters, I need to level them. I could level something low level. I'm probably gonna get rid of that monk. Maybe I'm just saving that name on that monk so that I can make that a culture end when they come out. I want the Dune Scavenger. Oh, no, misclicked. I can't get it in half an hour. That's not a thing. But maybe I can go get some advice from you guys on like where I should be farming it. Someone write an Azeroth meal prep book. That might convince her. Recommend Fit Men Cook to try and motivate you to do meal prep. This video's encouraged me to want to try it. I still haven't, and my reasons are much like yours. I'm totally open to trying new things when I feel a need for it in my life. Like, there's areas of my life, mostly my time management and like my general anxiety levels, where I know I'm not doing as well as I could. So whenever I encounter like some new strategy or technique or practice that I could try to improve those things, I'll usually give it a go. But if I already feel like I'm doing fine, then I try and leave well enough alone and not mess with my life too much. Alright, so I'm going to Vol'dun. And we're gonna try and figure out, at the very least, where a good spot to farm is. And the reason I'm bringing this character is because she needs, she needs to level. She's 113 and a half. And, I have at least 40 minutes of the XP buff, so I'll be getting an extra 10%. Oh, I should do, I should get a Darkman Fair buff. I don't think I care enough. Oh, I should do it, though. Where is it? It's in Mulgore, isn't it, for Horde? You guys have to go all the way up. There must be a teleport. I bet you there's like a take me to the staging area guy. There always is, right? Advice for someone who isn't hungry but needs to eat? I will try to think of something. I would just preface this with, as I preface most of my advice, is that I'm not really an expert in anything. My guess would be if you're not hungry and you're forgetting, then to set reminders. Like, it's like build a routine and then find something that you can handle eating even if you're not hungry. At a certain point, you just kind of have to do it. Where? I want to go to the Darkman Fair. Teleport me. I don't want to run there myself. Where is it? Hello? In Stormwind. No, that's a Lunar Festival person. In Stormwind, there's like people hanging out and they're like, hey, for 50 silver, we'll take you to the staging area. Do you guys not have that? This is kind of reinforcing my desire to not be Horde. I don't like it here. Up on the ledge behind the main hall. Up here? Up at the top near the Flight Master. Thank you. This is why I do things on stream. Up at the top near the Flight Master. I'm looking. Is it you? No, you're Lunar Festival. Although I'm sure I can... This will be like a little bit of... no. I don't need that. By the Flight Master. Here's the Flight Master. Am I dumb? Troll Commoner. There they are. There they are. Found it. Thank you. I am a Horde through and through, but the Alliance architecture is so much better, and Org is ugly and confusing. I made a video, like, back in, like, 2016 or 15, maybe even 14, like, ages ago, early. And it was, like, 5 reasons why Orgrimmar sucks. Like, I was just so mad at it. I hated it so much. And then last night, I'm with my guild, and we're in Battle of Dazar lore, doing Battle of Dazar lore things, and, like, we're progressing on opulence, I guess. Was it opulence? We're progressing on something, and the run back, like, involved running through all of the raid, basically. I don't remember what we were wiping on. Maybe we were wiping on Jadefire Masters. But it would spawn you back at the beginning, and you would run through the whole thing, and people are like, wow, I keep looking for a teleport, but there isn't one. This is just a workout for my mount. This raid is huge. And then it occurred to me that it's a big raid, but the Horde also have that for a capital city, and half of their stuff is at the top and half of it's at the bottom. And I know there's like some kind of a bird you can take, and there's like a mission table up top. Like there's concessions that, hang on, I've gone right past it, that will help. But Borealis is just so much better. I love Borealis. Like everything you need, nice and compact. It's like such a lovely scenic city. There's lots more to it that has lots of things to look around and explore, but for the most part, aside from going to the pet shop, you don't really need to leave the main area. It's just so nice and tidy, and I love it quite a lot. Can't imagine trying to get around to Zarlor all the time. Favorite expansion was Kata. Kata's like my Golden Years expansion. I think everybody has one. I had the most time for WoW back in Kata. I think I spent a bunch of Kata actually unemployed. Was that? No. Kata was... In Kata, I was still in school. Mop, I was unemployed. Early Mop, late Kata. Anyways, I had some time. I had some time on my hands. So I had a lot of time, and it was just like my expansion. I was so happy. I'm sure there were problems with it, but I didn't care. I loved all the new content. And BFA's creeping up on it a little bit. Like, Legion was good. There was lots of good things about Legion. I had fun in Legion, but I didn't feel, I don't think, hard to say, but I don't think I felt as excited about WoW during Legion as I do right now. I am so excited about WoW right now. There are so many things that I want to do, and not enough time to do them. And so much cool stuff up for grabs if I can do them. Is Insane that hard of a title? Not anymore. It's easier than it used to be. It's still hard. It's not easy, but it's not that ridiculous. For me, the thing that helped was just like not trying to do it all at once. I would do bits of it and kind of look at each rep as its own individual grind, and then take a break from it for a while, is the way I went about that. Okay, so I need to farm Vol'dun. I don't know exactly where the best spot to farm is. I know I need to farm Sethrak. I'm aware that there are some kind of like here where that Azurite world quest is. I know there's a bunch up here. Do you guys know where the best place to farm for the Dune Scavenger is these days? Because I know they nerfed the drop rate or the spawn rate in some spots. I am not farming Gnomer to sell Larva Dogs, no. I like to give good advice and then not take it if it involves doing something that I don't want to do. I have left Gnomer gone and would prefer to not go back. The aesthetic of Dazar lore is amazing. I will agree with you there. Find things better there than in Org. The pyramid gets me. Like, I can't navigate the pyramid. At least, like, and with Borealis, like, your profession area that's kind of, like, out behind the main fountain area is just really nice and cleanly laid out, and you can find everything really easily. I can't navigate the pyramid at all. The up here place. I did my insane title in Kata. I'm trying to remember, like, they made it easier. The thing that made it easier was when they took out the, what was it, the ogre reps? They took out the dire maul reps, so that wasn't required anymore. And then Kata also added a faster way to farm the pirate rep. The Bloodsail rep got easier in Cataclysm because you could farm it within the instance of a quest that was added in Cataclysm. That's how I did mine. And there was something else too. Yeah, they took out Chandralar. That's what it was. Why didn't you get a group of subs to make the farm faster? It's still, it doesn't drop for everybody though, right? I guess it would still be faster. Would it impact my experience gain? Because I'm also interested in that. I'm forever lost in my Horde tune in that pyramid. I just turned 16 today. Happy birthday. Biggest nerf is the Darkman Fair rep. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. The Darkman Fair thing. Had to hand in a bazillion trinkets in TBC and shuffle a lot of gold around. That's the thing that I didn't do. Did it before when you had to make the cards to get the rep. If you did it in a party, you wouldn't think it would increase your experience gain. Let me see what the timing is like to, like how quickly we can take them out. Because I think I can AoE them down, but I guess it would help in a party. I thought that the thing to do was to do like 4x4 farming, where you like, you're in a group of 4, and then there's another group of 4 in the same area. And that way you can still tag everything, but you can also clear it really quickly. I read about that. Not in relation to this, but just like in general. But yeah, I can throw together a group. We're only going to do this for like 15-20 minutes. First time watching the stream, thanks to your tutorials and stuff. Sup, Iceman Cuber? Welcome to the stream. On Fridays, we do all sorts of weird stuff. Tuesdays are always mat runs, but Friday afternoons are kind of like everything else that I never got around to doing. Yeah, I'll put together a group. I'm gonna only invite 4 people though, because I don't want the mobs to be flagged if anybody else is in the area that wants to farm them, right? So I'm gonna go custom, start a group. Title's gonna be Hi, I'm Hazel. So really any 3 people. This is Horde NA, and I'm just killing Sethrak for maybe some attempts. Maybe some attempts. So that one doesn't say that he drops it. I'm mostly looking at the rarity mouse over, which you can't see on stream. Yeah, 2x4 farming groups. I've never done it, but I read that it was a good idea. Also, I want the Star Moss and the Angerweed. What's up? Just wanted to say I love your videos. I watch all of them to learn the mechanics of the bosses. Thanks, Hilarious D. Bonus XP for being at a party? I thought that if they were like max level, that it would negatively impact the experience I get. I don't know what the gap is though. I don't know how much you're allowed to be under. Karen, thanks for the super chat. Love your streams. Why, thank you. I appreciate the support. I hope you have an awesome weekend. Did you try archaeology in BFA? Are there any cool things you can get from it? Yeah, so there are a couple of things. There's a few pets that you can get from BFA archaeology, and basically what happened was I got them all, and then I was done. It doesn't take very long to get everything. It's not like Legion where you had to wait for different projects to be available. You can just kind of grind it all out whenever you want. There are toys, and then there are, I'm going to delist now that we're at 4. Toys and stuff. So I don't even know if this is the best place to farm. This is just kind of where I am. I would assume this is better. I think people used to farm at the southern spot because the spawn rates were faster, but they nerfed that, I think. I don't know. Love you for your guides. Thank you, Lynn. Can you please explain auras and what weak auras does? Okay. So a weak aura is basically a visual indicator or alert display of some kind on your screen that will tell you different information, and they are wildly customizable, so they can do all kinds of different things. So this little number thing that I have right here, that is a weak aura, and what that is doing is it's showing me the estimated time to die. So if this mob is gonna die with my current level of damage in about like 30 seconds, and it's more accurate for bosses where there's like steadier damage, but it'll show you like an estimate of how long it's gonna take that mob before it dies. My Shadow Priest bar, that used to be a weak aura. It's now its own add-on, but that used to be a weak aura. You can also get weak auras that track things like your trinket cooldowns. You can have them do all sorts of different things. They're basically just different little visual alerts that you can put on your screen to tell you different pieces of information. If it sounds vague, it's because they are very vague. They're usable for all kinds of different stuff. Items level 375 or better. Yeah, 2 pets and 2 toys. And then there's some BOA gear. It's not an heirloom. It doesn't scale, but it does, you can use it on different characters. They're like trinkets, though, so they're not necessarily good. So, I forgot to check how much experience I was getting before, but 800 per seems perfectly fine. This might not be a bad way. Those ones don't drop it, unfortunately. So, I'm just guessing that this is a good place to farm. I don't necessarily know. It is true that I am not in war mode. I can't say I've ever been in such a thing. At least not outside of showing the UI. Yeah, this might be faster. Dots below your nameplates. I think that's my soul shards. I believe that would be true. Wake horse versus tell me when. Discuss. I bet you people that actually write the weak auras / create tell me when things would have some opinions about that, but it's like all the same thing to me. I think tell me when is slightly easier to make the stuff from scratch. Like usually a guild will have like one person that's the weak aura wizard that just like makes weak auras for people, and then everybody else has no idea how they work and they just use ones that other people made. Is how I understand it anyways. I'm just gonna pull everything and then try to not die. That's my whole plan. Rarity seems to think that the Dune Scavenger has a 1 in 3,000 drop rate. The info that I was reading online was implying that it was more than that. That like 1 in 10,000 or something like that. I don't know what's true. But I do know that I want a hyena. And if I believe in myself and I keep going, then one day I will get one. The fish in your aquarium looks dead. Should be just hiding or resting. Those ones are in pretty good shape. They've been doing good. Let's see. I don't actually see any fish in there right now. Probably somewhere else. Yeah, there's some in the back. They're good. They sit. Alright, so if they're down here, then I guess the ones in the gulch might work. Can jump down. That one doesn't look like it drops it. I thought it was just Sethrak. I don't know what the requirements are. Do these ones not work? What are you farming? I don't know. Farming implies that I think I have a chance at getting it. I'm kind of sort of looking for the Dune Scavenger mount, which is a Vol'dun drop that can happen off of some Sethrak mobs. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that I'm in the right spot. Is there any more down here? No, those ones don't say they drop it. If anybody knows where the preferred farm spots are, let's try this way. I am open to suggestions. Yeah, my rarity mode server's not. It says it for that one. It says that the dervish will drop it, but it doesn't say anything about the stalkers. I also wanted it, so I went to farm at the start of BFA. Did you get it? How long did it take you? People were talking about like 5 to 10 hours, but you also used to be able to farm the mobs more quickly. Like they used to spawn much faster than they do now. "200 feet of snow in Seattle, the Space Needle just toppled." Are you digging tunnels so that you can get to your favorite coffee places? I bet if you can tunnel to them, they're probably still open. Do you do high key Mythic Plus? Sorry, I'm new to the stream. Not at all. Not at all as in you don't need to apologize. I did a Mythic Plus once. I do Mythic Plus when my guildies invite me to their runs, and they'll typically take pity on me enough to get me 1 good key a week. There's like one group that does keys all the time, and then they like rotate in the people in the guild that don't run keys, which would be me. So I'll get in for 1 like 10 ideally, but there's a spot down south, but that's the only one I know of. I mean, we can try that. We can kind of poke around and see where the good spawns are, because aside from like up top there, there's also another one. So there's 2 down south. They're kind of near where the Azurite areas were. Skycaller might work. The Aggressor might work. These guys might work. We can kill these guys like while we're here. Hang on. Just like while we're passing by. These ones should help. And it's decent experience. I'm not mad about that. I was in the middle of a sentence before I got distracted by all of these Sethrak that we could farm. And now I don't remember what that sentence was about. Completely gone. Is the coffee house rule the same as the Waffle House rule? Oh yeah, Mythic Plus, yeah. So I did a 10 last week, or an 11. It was hard. I didn't like it. I don't usually do them on stream though. We did a Mythic 0 on stream earlier, and it did not. It was scary. Okay. Did you see that Ekaro will be able to fly in 815? I did not. That's exciting. Big day for the Ghost Moose. To be fair, that does make a lot of sense. You would expect a ghost to be able to fly. Looks like you're in the right spot, according to people who know more than me, the power of Google. Well, alright then. This will be right there. I've been here for like 5 minutes, and I'm already bored. I may not have what it takes. Also, it's one of those things that makes sense to do on stream, because then at least you can be hanging out with your stream while you're doing the boring thing. But usually I find when I do these grinds, like you tend to kind of like get in a rhythm of it and then just sort of zone out and turn off your brain and kill things for hours. And it's hard to chat if you're just like super zoning out, you know? The affixes of speaker no fun. I don't actually know what they are. What do we got? Dungeon Finder. Oh no, that's wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the affixes are. No more extra items dropped from dungeons? My favorite BFA dungeon is almost Freehold? Is it Freehold? I think it's just Freehold because Freehold is like nice and outdoors. I like the bosses and I want the parrot. Also, it's like a nice easy key. They definitely did nerf the spawn rate. These used to spawn like almost instantaneously, and they don't anymore, that's for sure. Killing Poacher Zane in all of my tunes now. I will be rich in pet charms. That's a strategy. That's the spot I farmed at. Got decent enough drops over the time. Thankful for the pet battle vids. If not, I wouldn't have known that the trainer guy scale. Isn't too rough. Fortified, teaming, explosive, reaping. Yeah, fortified teaming weeks by default tend to be a little rough, but you know, it's more time for me to get everything dotted up, do some damage, I guess. Can't remember the name of the area. It's an open area of sand to old ruins with mobs surrounding a temple. They nerfed the spawn rate of almost all of the farming spots back like a month or so ago. A couple months ago. A while ago. Like, they nerfed a bunch of them. So there may have been spots that were better and are now no longer good. I wonder how much the mounts... Like, I don't want to buy it. I would prefer to farm it and see it drop. But I wonder how much they are on the auction house, because I know they are BOE. One of these days I'm going to remember to grab a... What do you call it? Wrist enchant. Do we know when 815 goes live? I don't think we know yet, no. We can guess. We can guess. My guess is still for March. But we don't know for sure. Jaina Haruk to 7% in the last poll tonight. Feels bad. You're so close. You've got it next week, like, for sure. For super duper sure. I'm just, like, thinking of the area. I don't know if I'm going the right way. I'm thinking of the spot that, that you are adjacent to when you're doing the Vol'dun assault, like the last step of that. It's over here somewhere, I think. And there's like a cave and a bunch of them. Spot with a... Yeah, the hole in the ground caves. That's where I'm going. It's over this way-ish, I think. 400 to 800k? Really? That's not that bad. I mean, when you compare it to like... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, when you compare it to... See, this seems like there's a greater density of them. It just depends on how quickly they respawn. Also, our 4 group can tag. What is she farming? I missed the beginning. I am looking for the Reigns of the Dune Scavenger. The Dune Scavenger mount. It's a Dune... This thing. The Hyena. I want one. I like them a lot. These seem to respawn faster, at least. And some of them do seem to be capable of dropping this stuff. Also, because there's like another group farming here, as long as we're tagging them, they get cleaved down quite a bit faster. I'm now up to 165 attempts, but I think I only started at like 100. 7% extend raid time. I found in my experience that extending raid time when you're like really close like that, like only works like half the time. The other half of the time, like everybody is convinced that it's like almost there, but because you're tired because it's the end of your raid night and like some people don't want to be there because they have other things, other places to be. Like sometimes it just doesn't work and you just get more frustrated. And when you've extended your raid night and you don't kill it, that's the worst. That's really, really awful. Are you looking forward to new Worgen models? Curious about Worgen models? I want to see them. I don't think it's going to make me play one. Worgen is one of those races that I've really never played. And... Oh, I'm a champion of the Volpera, apparently. What does that mean? I rescued a Volpera. I don't remember it, but sure. I will take it. I got excited for a second. I thought maybe that was the thing. This seems like a better farm spot. This seems like a better spawn rate anyways. At least with these people here. I can get on board with this. They respawn to that area pretty fast. Upset that I can't have an alpaca. There is no way that they won't add one day. It may not be this expansion, but one day they will realize. They will see the light, and there will be a moment when it makes sense, and it will happen. It'll be beautiful. It'll be a wonderful, wonderful day. That, or it'll be like really hard to get, or a shot mountain, and people will be upset. Warfront is that now for Stromgarde for Alliance? I heard people were talking about that a little bit earlier. I will definitely be doing that tonight. Probably not on stream, but definitely tonight. Loot some of this stuff before it despawns. I mean, at least I get BOE greens. Although this is my This is my Horde character, so she's not even on the same server. The gold doesn't count. It's not counting towards my. Oh no. If I can get out of combat, I can res you. I don't know if I'll be able to get out of combat though. Oh, almost. Hang on. I'll stop doubting things. Stick to it. Also, I think there's an invasion that's going to spawn like right now. I think there's going to be an invasion. As long as they don't hit me, I can get the res off. No! I was so close. So close. I'm sorry. Can't wait for new Worgans. My Legion main was a Worgan Fire Mage. Watched your video of the Yeti Mike. Thanks for the advice. Would love Volpera as an allied race. Yeah. They'd be neat. I don't know though. I think their window might be up. I think they either that or they like started working on them during their hype window, and then because it's going to take like a while for them to get their issues ironed out, then we like won't see them until after. It won't make sense anymore. And then they'll have to write in a new Volpera story just so that they can justify having them as an allied race. And we'll just have to find out how it is that fox people have so many foxtails on their carts. Like isn't that kind of dark? Off for the night. See you next time, Hazel. Thanks for the stream. Do you use LUI? No, I do not. My UI, I have a video that goes over it in detail with like more info about all the add-ons, but basically Bartender 4, Shattered Unit Frames, KUI nameplates, Gnosis cast bar, all good stuff. Big fan. I found your channel on recommend. Welcome, Black Sparta. Do you like the idea of having Hati for a mount? Yeah, I think so. I didn't play enough of my hunter to really get attached to Hati, so I know people are really excited to have him back, but it doesn't have the same emotional impact for me. Oh, this is definitely the spot, at least. This is definitely the place to farm. This is probably a good place just for people doing 2x4 groups just for gold, I would imagine. Because you'd also want chances at the mount. Everyone agrees that we need more elves? Yeah. We have a lot, though. You know, before they added Nightborn and Void Elves, I would say that yes, we need more elves, but then they added Nightborn and Void Elves, and I think we're at a good amount of elves now. I think we're at elf capacity. Decent gold if you can sell the BOEs. I go back and forth on selling green BOEs. Like, I know epic BOEs obviously you would sell, but like, green BOEs, they have good prices, but I can never move them. I've just ended up like disenchanting or vendoring them because I pay so much in deposits that it's like not worth it to try and sell them. Maybe I just need to list them cheaper. Nobody buys them. Those aren't foxtails, they're coyote or wolf tails. Oh. Those do not sell, just vendor or D. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This character will I guess just vendor them because they're I don't have enchanting on this one. We're up to attempt number 250. This isn't bad. I don't hate this. I don't understand the Hati memes. He was just a wolf companion that hunters got with their BM hunters got with their artifact. There was like a story where you like adopt him from that blue dude in the tower. That was all I got. They take so long to sell. Yeah. I hope the next playable races are Tortolan and Naga. I don't think they'll add Tortolan. I think they're really cool, but I don't think they would add them. Naga maybe. Naga maybe one day. They'd have to solve for the legs issue, where how on earth do you put pants on a Naga? It's not that they couldn't do it, but it would have to be like worth it for them to do it, and development wise, yikes, that's a lot. Sold some rando greens for 20k plus. Sometimes they do sell, like they have good market prices. If they would just sell for what they list for, then it would be fine. Naga cannot ride mounts. You could just do a side saddle, you know, just like put your fish butt over one side of the horse. It would just look really weird to have a Naga on a horse, that's all. Pants become skirts. You could also have a situation kind of like with Worgen, although I guess Worgen do ride mounts. but where they would have like a human form, although I imagine a Naga would have an elf form. They would have some kind of spell that lets them like revert to their elven selves, and that would be a way to add more elves. Can you imagine if they added high elves, but they had to be Naga in combat? Oh man, that would be fun. That would be a fun day. Pants become skirts. I occasionally play a frot pelly. Naga would be okay. They scale. I get it. They were elves at some points. There has to be a way. Volpera are cuter. You're right. I don't know how many people like desperately want Naga. Like people like them and they're cool and they've been around for a long time, but I don't know anybody that's like, man, I need to play as a fish. I require it. Like people just see a cool race and they're like, well, that would be neat, but you know, pandas are neat, but I don't know who wanted to play them. I'm sure some people do. I'm sure there's some people that love their pandas, but statistically, they're not a majority. Murloc Paladin. I think they would add Murlocs before they add Naga. Can you imagine if they added Murlocs as playable? Like weird big mutant ones? Because they can't be like, I mean, I guess they could be little. We have gnomes. Gnomes are Murloc sized. I don't know. That would be fun. Valkyr would be a cool race. Sethrak would be fun. Do you think Sethrak will be playable? Nah. Maybe if they also did Volpera, but I don't think they're going to be allied races. I think they're just like flavor races of BFA, and I think that's the end of it. All right. It's like, I think I could probably stay here forever and never get the mount. And I think instead I should probably not, because stream's over and it's time for me to go. So thank you guys very much for coming by. I appreciate the super chats today. Super generous of you guys. That helps me a lot. Thank you very much for the membership too. I will maybe be back, and I don't know when. It could be the weekend, could be next week, but maybe be back with a extra special PC building stream, which would be a learning experience for everybody. It would be kind of new ground because I've never done a building stream before, but maybe over the weekend, so keep an eye out for that. That would be here on YouTube. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.